Let's take a look at some of the images today on a day where the farmer protests have continued unabated. There have been a whole lot of protests which have been continuing, with more farmers coming across to the border, and farmers making it absolutely clear that they do not accept the government's proposal at this stage to move to Burari, that is just across the border in Delhi. They say that they will continue to protest in that border area between Delhi and Haryana. There are tens of thousands of farmers who have been protesting, many coming in from across the country. They say that it is incumbent upon the centre to actually talk to them now. The centre has said that they are ready to speak either on the 3rd of December, which was the initial date which had been suggested, or they are ready to speak even earlier. But their point is, if you want talks, then you need to move to Burari, and you need to ensure that the national highways which are being blocked are opened up. Many of these farmers have come, there are several farmers groups, they have come with provisions to last them for several days, but this situation increasingly untenable. On the one hand, the primary issue of farmers' rights and the farmers' laws which have been passed, which the opposition says without adequate debate, without going to a special committee in Parliament. These farmers present on the ground on the borders of Haryana and Delhi, and of course the very real situation of no traffic being allowed to pass on these very major national highways. That's a crisis all around. Joining us now to look at this, Mahesh Verma, the BJP leader, Adil Singh Boparai of the Congress, Raghav Chadda of the Aam Aadmi Party with us as well. And we should be joined by Yogendra Yadav in the next little while. Let me come to you first, Mahesh Verma. These farmers are protesting. Several of their groups have rejected what the government says, that go to Burari first. They say that that is nothing but an open jail. In this situation, are you ready to offer unconditional talks to these farmers?
मुझे आपकी आवाज स्पष्ट सुनाई नहीं पड़ी. मैं समझ नहीं पाया कि आपने क्या बोला.
महेश जी, आप सुनाई दे रहे हैं आपको?
कुछ प्रॉब्लम है ऑडियो में.
नहीं, ठीक है, तो we'll fix that in a moment from now. Let me go across to Adil Singh Boparai. Adil, do you believe that the farmers should listen and that they should go to Burari, get off that highway, and then the talks can happen?
Well, Vishnu, what you witness is the arrogance of the Bharatiya Janata Party. These are people who railroaded and rammed a law in the middle of the pandemic without consulting necessary stakeholders. They lathi charge hapless farmers, they use tear gas shells, they build trenches, and now to add salt to our wounds, they want to relegate us to one corner of Delhi. Why? Why is that so? Is it a crime to protest? Is it a crime to express your grievances? And this is not an overnight phenomenon, Vishnu. This has been building up for the past 4 months. Why did the Bharatiya Janata Party, why did the Prime Minister not intervene earlier? Why is he so scared of speaking to the farmers?
Okay.
And I have no qualms in saying, Vishnu, today that the Bharatiya Janata Party, including the Prime Minister, does not understand the A of agriculture. They have never tilled farmer land.
But then how is it, Adil, that it was the Congress which also proposed removing MSP in a previous election manifesto of yours?
That's misinformation, Vishnu. If you carefully read the manifesto, what we said is that we will create more markets. And what are the farmers actually saying? There is a very simple solution to this entire issue. If you have the best interest of the farmers in mind, put down a clause that there will be no sale transaction below the MSP. The agitation will be called off. Why is the Bharatiya Janata Party reluctant to put down this clause? And the real reason is that these are pro-corporate laws. They have privatized the airports. They're in the process of privatizing the railways. They want to hand over the corporate sector to their friends called the Adanis and the Ambanis.
No, but let's focus specifically on this. Adil, just one second, I'll come back to you. I want to go across to Yogendra Yadav, who also joins us. Yogendra ji, it's very cold out there. I can only imagine how difficult it is for the tens of thousands of farmers who are there all around where you are right now. It seems to be a complete deadlock at this situation. They've asked you to go to Burari. Farmers have said they will not do that. What is the way forward for the immediate impasse? My first question.
I'm afraid the government has created this deadlock. Yesterday when Mr. Amit Shah spoke, it looked like a reasonable proposal to begin with. But when the letter of the Home Secretary arrived, then we saw this was a conditional offer. He was saying, yes, we are willing to talk, provided you first go to Buradi ground. And once you go there, you should not be allowed to do any protest or demonstration outside Buradi ground. That's what his letter clearly says. That makes farmers anxious on 3 counts. Number 1, why is the government laying down preconditions? Number 2, Buradi is a place where if we protest and are confined there, this would hardly be noticed. That's not the place anyone protests in Delhi. But more importantly is the third thing. For the last 2 days, all our vehicles which have gone to Buradi, their numbers have been noted. Yes. Police has taken information on the owner, on telephone number, everything. And if they want to leave, they are being prevented from leaving. Now, this is what makes the farmers alert. They think, okay, is this a ground where we are being invited, or is it an open jail? Now, this is not a strange suspicion, because if you recall, Vishnu, 2 days ago, Delhi police had asked exactly for this. Delhi police had said that all the stadium of Delhi should be converted into open jails. So farmers fear that they are being invited, lured into an open jail. That's why they have refused. That's simple.
You know, I must
farmers
ask you,
are not opposed to talks.
Sure. I must ask you, you know, in as much as the focus of this program is on the issues you raise, there are very old farmers also protesting. It is extremely cold over there. There is this entire COVID situation. You know, it's a very difficult situation. So what is the condition of a lot of these farmers? Many of them are old. It'll get very difficult no matter how well provisioned they are. I mean, it's a humanitarian sort of question.
I understand it is difficult. This is not the best of time, and you did not mention, but I should mention, the commuters are facing difficulty. People have enormous problems. So yes, this is not the happiest of situations. That's not a situation we want. We are here for negotiations. We do not want to put people of Delhi to inconvenience. And these old farmers and everyone, we'd rather be in a place where they can stay and have their camp. So this is not to anyone's advantage, but unfortunately, that's a situation we've been pushed into.
All right. That's a situation you've been pushed into. Raghav Chadha, come in on this. In a situation like this, the borders of Delhi from one part are blocked. It's a nightmare for commuters coming into the national capital, leaving the national capital in these areas. What is the way forward? I mean, what do you see as the way forward?
Well, Vishnu, the way forward is that the union government needs to set up a high-powered committee of its senior ministers who will, on the behalf of the government, engage in a dialogue with the protesters. I think this is a problem that has been created by the government itself, and they can solve it in a minute. The requests that have been sent, or the conditions that have been laid down by the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is not the nodal ministry to, in fact, interact with the farmer. It should be the Union Agricultural Ministry and not the Ministry of Home Affairs. The conditions that have been laid down by them are proof that these conditions are mala fide. They do not prove the sincerity and the bona fides of the government of India. And quite frankly, we at the Aam Aadmi Party believe that the farmers have every right to protest. It is enshrined in Article 19(1) of the Indian Constitution. They have a right to peacefully protest. It's a hallmark of a free and democratic society. And they must be permitted to protest wherever they wish to in Delhi. And the government of Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party, will play the role of sevadars. We will ensure that best of facilities are made available to them, whether it's boarding or lodging, water, electricity, food, medicines, whatever they require, so that they can register their protest peacefully. I think it essentially shows the arrogance of the government, that the government is even unable to engage with the farmers, to have a dialogue with the farmers.
Okay, so let me try to get a reaction. I think we've got Mahesh Verma back. Mahesh ji, सुनाई दे रहा है इस वक्त?
हाँ, बिल्कुल सुनाई दे रहा है।
तो महेश जी, राघव को और योगेंद्र जी भी शायद कह रहे थे कि आपके तरफ से, सरकार की तरफ से जो एरोगेंस है, इसको बंद होना चाहिए। जो किसान लोग हैं उनसे इमीडिएटली बात करना चाहिए। ये बातचीत अनकंडीशनल होना चाहिए। इस पे आपका क्या रिएक्शन है?
हमारे गृह मंत्री और कृषि मंत्री दोनों ने बड़ी स्पष्टता के साथ इस बात को जो हमारे आंदोलनकारी किसान भाई हैं उनके सामने रखी कि आप शांति के साथ आइए और जो आपका आंदोलन है, जो आपका धरना प्रदर्शन है, हम उससे कहीं असहमत नहीं है। हम आपकी बात को सुनेंगे, हम आपकी बात को संजीदगी के साथ जो है उस पर विचार करेंगे, लेकिन सवाल यह है कि सड़क पे तो कोई बात होगी नहीं। अब इस तरह का एक उलझन और उनके अंदर एक उन्माद भर के उनको सड़क पे रखना इस कोरोना काल में, इस ठंड में, इस अमानवीय तरीकों को अगर हम कहीं ये कहकर कहीं उसको ये समझ के कि भाई ये आज की डेट में अमानवीय तरीका है, किसी भी चीज को इस तरह से किसी को उकसा के उन्माद भर के उसको सड़क पे रख के, और उसके बारे में अगर ये ना सोचा जाए कि भाई अगर बातचीत का तरीका हम कहीं बैठ के करें, बैठ के उसको सुलझाएं, तो वो सबसे अच्छा रहेगा। उसके लिए स्पष्ट रूप से कृषि मंत्री ने कहा कि हम बातचीत करने के लिए तैयार हैं, आप आइए, आपका स्वागत है। गृह मंत्री ने बड़ी स्पष्टता के साथ कही कि आप आइए, निरंकारी मैदान आपके लिए सारा वहाँ व्यवस्था जो है कर दी गई है, और उसमें आप जब आएंगे तो हम आपके बीच जब जाएंगे तो ये भ्रांति भी दूर होगी जो भ्रांति आज फैला के और इन किसान भाइयों को सड़क पे उतारा गया है।
जी,
तो सरकार की ये स्पष्ट मंशा है कि ये भ्रांति दूर होना चाहिए, किसी तरह का कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए।
जी, Adil, you wanted to react, then Yogendra ji. Adil, go ahead.
Vishnu, the irony is that the Bharatiya Janata Party speaks in a forked tongue. It is the same Bharatiya Janata Party which is calling us farmers anti-nationals. We're being labelled as enemies of the state, Khalistanis. Is this how you're going to treat your citizens? This is another cause of anguish. When you lathi charge and tear gas hapless senior citizens, farmers who are over 70 years, and then you use labels like terrorists and anti-nationals, what message are you sending? You are creating and widening the deficit and the chasm between the farmers and the government of India. And I think the Bharatiya Janata Party and their leadership is squarely responsible.
Okay.
It is incumbent on the Prime Minister to call for a meeting without any preconditions.
Okay, so no
preconditions
in the talks. Mahesh ji, please reply, then Yogendra ji. Reply to the specific point. Mahesh ji, is he still there? We'll get him back in a moment. Yogendra Yadav, make your point. Yes.
One of the things I wanted to say has been said by Arvind, namely that you cannot say I'm very open-minded, किसान भाइयों से हम बात करना चाहते हैं, and then say कि ये तो बिचौलिए हैं, ये तो देशद्रोही हैं, खालिस्तानी हैं, कांग्रेस के एजेंट हैं. You can't do both things at the same time. So the BJP has to make up their mind whether these are farmers who have genuine anxieties which need to be addressed. If so, do it properly. Otherwise, forget it. What we require, way forward to my mind, is absolutely clear. Negotiations which are serious, which are unconditional, which are sincere, which are inclusive. By inclusive, I mean not merely the 30 organizations of Punjab, but also all India bodies which were part in giving the call itself. By sincere, I mean the government should stop accusing the farmers of all the kinds of things. This name calling must stop, and the government must declare that it is willing to reconsider these legislations.
So
that would be a clear indication of a sincerity of talk.
Beyond, Yogendra ji, beyond the immediate...
No, I'm not demanding. I'm simply saying...
No, I'm just asking, what is your negotiating position? Do you seriously expect the government to withdraw all of these laws? What is acceptable to the farmer community?
What is minimum to start negotiation is simply one thing: unconditional talks.
Okay.
What we want in the negotiation is, of course, repeal of these laws. And the way for the negotiations would be paved if the government were to say, okay, we understand farmers have anxieties and we are willing to reconsider everything. Everything is on the table. That would be wonderful. But without that, we are willing to go, we are willing to speak. Yes, we are demanding the repeal of 3 laws which were brought in by the government without any farmer organization ever demanding it, without a single farmer organization being consulted, without a single large farmer organization of this country accepting it. Now the BJP person says, oh my God, it's so cold, people are being put to trouble. I understand this. I understand BJP's concern for the farmers. But tell me, in the month of May, when Nirmala Sitharamanji first announced these laws, farmers said, please consult us, don't bring these laws. They bring the ordinance without consulting everyone. Farmers say, please, let's now have consultation before you turn it into an act. No consultation. Then the acts come into being. We organize a Bharat Bandh. Then we organize a token strike. That is what leads to 26. So for the last 2 months, we have been given notices. We have been given small glimpses. We have been writing letters. And that is when we finally land here. So it's not that we did not give government a notice. For us, this was the very last option.
So, Maheshji, would you like to reply to that one point, the key point, that this is not something that has happened overnight. This has been happening for a long time. Multiple notices have been given to the government. The centre has not replied in a manner in which all of these farmers want.
जोगिंदर जी जो है किसानों के हितैषी नेता हैं और मैं जोगिंदर जी के किसी बात पे सवाल तो खड़ा नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन जोगिंदर जी जैसे बुद्धिजीवी आदमी और किसान नेता को ये भी सोचना चाहिए। और मुझे लगता है कि जब इस तरह की बात वो कहते हैं तो ये इस बात को भूल जाते हैं कि राजस्थान, जहाँ पे कांग्रेस की सरकार है, और वहाँ जब कृषि बिल लाया जाता है तो ये सारी डिमांड जो आज कांग्रेस कर रही है या जो जोगेंद्र जी कर रहे हैं, या दिल्ली में आप देखिए जो केजरीवाल सरकार है वो किसानों को किसान नहीं मानती है, तो ये सोच जो है यहाँ ये सोच जो है इतर हो जाती है।
किसान को किसान नहीं मानती है कैसे कह रहे हैं आप?
यहाँ यही है, आप दिल्ली में आप पूछिए, यहाँ पे उनके प्रवक्ता हैं वो इसका जवाब देंगे कि वो आज अनाउंस कर दे कि हम दिल्ली में किसानों को किसान मानते हैं, उनको किसानों की सुविधा देते हैं, किसानों के लिए हम कुछ करते हैं, किसानों के लिए कोई प्रोग्राम पॉलिसी जो है हमने लॉन्च किया है, एक प्रोग्राम पॉलिसी बता दें।
या 1 सेकंड राघव।
एक बात, दूसरी बात कि जोगेंद्र जी जो है क्या इस बात के ऊपर कहीं आपत्ति दर्ज कराएंगे कि राजस्थान में जब कृषि बिल आती है उसमें एमएसपी की जिक्र नहीं होता है? तो इस तरह की जो ये सोच है ना, इस तरह के जो विचार हैं जो बड़े सेलेक्टिव हैं, बहुत सेलेक्टिव तरीके से केंद्र सरकार को बदनाम करने की जो एक साजिश है, ये षड्यंत्र है। जो मैंने अमानवीय बात इसलिए कही कि कोरोना काल है, दिल्ली में एक चैलेंजेस है। आज बैठ के हमने कहा कि भाई आप निरंकारी मैदान में आइए, और सरकार की स्पष्ट मंशा है कि इस बात पे जो भ्रांति है, जो कंफ्यूजन है, वो दूर करेगी।
राघव
दूध और पानी का पानी होगा, ये काला पानी है।
महेश जी, 1 मिनट, आपने कुछ चीज कहा। आम आदमी पार्टी के राघव चड्ढा पहले आंसर जवाब देंगे, फिर योगेंद्र जी। राघव, गो अहेड।
I think, Vishnu, the statements made by the previous speaker are grossly incorrect, and this smack of politics. And quite frankly, the government of Delhi and the Arvind Kejriwal government has done so many things for the farmer, including awarding the highest compensation a few years ago when the entire crop of the North Indian farmer
he's talking about
was
the compensation.
destroyed. We offered a compensation of more than 50,000
He's
rupees
not
per
talking
hectare,
about
which
the,
hasn't. May I just finish? Can you ask him to keep quiet for a bit? This was the highest compensation awarded by any government in the history of independent India. Now, let me very briefly, Vishnu, just give me half a minute. I partly agree with what Mr. Yadav said, that yes, Bharatiya Janata Party is guilty of double speak, because there's more. It's not their trolls or their panna pramukhs or their pracharaks, but the senior most members of the BJP, including their own ministers, including one Mr. Anil Sharma, who is a sitting minister in the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh, who is calling the farmers who are protesting as gundas, as hooligans, as criminals. I mean, on one hand, the government wishes
involvement of these farmers, or some of them being Khalistani extremists. Where is that coming from? The sad thing is that there was a soldier who was killed on the line of control a couple of days back. His farmer father supports this cause. Many of these farmers have their boys, perhaps even their daughters in the armed forces. How do you call them supporting or being supported by Khalistanis and things like that? These people are nationalists, sir. They are our heart.
Absolutely. Vishnu, 22-year-old Sukhveer Singh died a couple of days ago. So, Vishnu, may I just finish?
No, Raghav, 1 second. I just want him to answer. You made your point. Mahesh ji, quickly answer. I'm running out of time. I'm trying to balance it. Yeah. I have only one person from the BJP, 3 of you from the other side. I need to balance.
बिल्कुल, मैं इस बात को गलत भी मानता हूं और इसको मैं सही नहीं ठहरा रहा हूं कि कोई अगर आदमी किसी किसान को इस तरह से, लेकिन ये कारण क्या है, सोशल मीडिया पे जिस तरह की चीजें ये बना के और जिस तरह से चलाई जा रही है, जिस तरह से इसको दिखाया जा रहा है, जिस तरह से ये प्रोपेगेंडा किया जा रहा है कि जो किसान आंदोलनकारी है उनको खालिस्तान समर्थक बताया जा रहा है, या फिर उनको ये कहा जा रहा है कि
आप कह रहे हैं कि ये गलत है।
ये बिल्कुल गलत है। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ये सोशल
मीडिया
दूसरी तरफ मैं अगर इस टीवी पे बैठ के अगर कोई ये कहे कि देश के कोई मंत्री या कोई ऐसा हमारा नेता, जिम्मेवार नेता किसी आदमी को, हमारे किसान जो आंदोलनकारी है उनको खालिस्तान समर्थक बता रहा है या पाकिस्तानी बता रहा है या उनको आतंकवादी बता रहा है, तो मुझे इस पे सख्त आपत्ति है।
ये जो I have to wrap it up over here. I need to end this discussion because I'm out of time. But I think that's an important clarification. I'm sorry I couldn't come back to the rest of you.